Hello, amazing planner people. It's Jess here from My Magical Planner, and I'm going to be doing my weekly layout for the week of September 20th through the 26th, which means we're going to have our first day of autumn. So I went ahead and picked this Glam Planner kit. If you want to see a complete flip through of this kit in detail, I'll link my monthly lineup up above and you can see that. And I think for today, I'm I'm actually going to turn on some Hamilton and get to this plan with me, and I'll meet you in the voiceover. So, see you in a few. Okay, so while this is going down, I'll just give you a really brief update on the health stuff. Essentially, we're kind of at a standstill, so they're going to continue with my nerve pain meds, which are helping immensely. And I have to continue with the very restrictive diet. And then we're just kind of going to see how it goes because things are improving, but they're not likely to just go away because we can't figure out a root cause for everything. So after a year now of all of this, I think, are kind of throwing our hats in and just working on controlling symptoms and making life more doable for me, which is fine for the moment. I've seen so many doctors and all of them have said, I have no idea what this is and nobody can explain to me what happened. So I've kind of reached this point of acceptance with it where I can't continue to just chase after whatever this is, and I'm going to try and live my life and do the best I can here. So I absolutely loved this box. It was so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I would love a seat like that in my house. And the leaves here are just starting to turn, so I felt like this was so perfect. So hopefully, they're saying peak color is going to be October 14th. Sometimes it's the week before though. So I'm not sure this year if that's going to be accurate or not. But we're planning family pictures for this week. So hopefully we'll get some little pockets of good color that we can go and use. So I'm excited about that. Plus the weather is still pretty nice. Now I'm using some of those Giving Girl, I think she calls them fairy lights. They're just the little swoops with leaves and acorns attached to them. And sorry, this is mostly out of frame right now. But essentially, I just wanted to add something down here to this washi, but I didn't have an overlay that I really liked and felt went with this kit. So I was looking for something outside of the box that I could do. And I remembered I'd seen a kit where the sticker washi that you get in it had swoops on it. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I can just make something like that. And that's kind of where this idea came from. I don't remember for sure which shop it was. It might have been Miss a Meow, but I'm not sure. She's a shop that I always want to try, but then I look at the prices and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do $30 for a kit. Although I am thinking about, because I was thinking about this recently, I love all of my kits and they are expensive, and I realize not everybody has the funds to buy a kit for every week. And I'm not using all of my washi the way I was hoping to use it. And I think that's in part because I'm using a new kit every week. So I'm thinking about once a month having a set time that I will just use leftover kit stuff from my planner to kind of Frankenplan a kit. And I think that could be really useful in not wasting stickers as well as allowing me to kind of use a little bit more of my creativity, if that makes sense. So I'm seriously considering that. If you guys think that would be helpful to you, let me know in the comments, because that would kind of solidify whether or not I do that. So I kind of wanted to add a little something more right here because I felt like it was uneven with the one side swooping down so low. So I just added in another little swoop there. Now I'm looking for something. I wanted something to go underneath the headers And when I was looking, I found these little clusters and I was like, oh, I'm going to add these to this box over here. It'll add just a little bit of bling. I thought about doing these, but they felt like they were too big. And then, of course, I got sidetracked and went, oh, yeah, I need to put my September at the top. This is a box from Vanilla Paper Co. It came in their monthly subscription. And then the reason I'm having to cut out the September here, this is an oops bag thing from the Graceful Muse. And the problem with it was the cuts were not deep enough. And so I just went ahead and used my craft knife to kind of cut around it a little bit better. And since it's on clear paper, it's totally fine. It takes an extra couple minutes, but for the cost savings, it isn't a big deal for me. And I like the way that this came together, and the adding of the leaves just kind of added that little bit of color, which was really nice. It was really fun to put this together, and I used an old sticker sheet to kind of place things together so I could move them around a little easier. Now I'm putting on my D dots. I love these little leaves. They're from the Pretty Pink Co., which I'll link down below, but they are still closed last I looked because they had an anniversary sale and really got slammed with orders. So they closed the shop until they could catch up. And I got an email this last week saying that my order should be shipping out soon. So I assume that they'll be opening as well soon. Now here at the top, I also wanted to have that separation kind of washi at the top, but I wanted a consistent color, and since I didn't have pre-cut ones that were a consistent color, I went ahead and used this washi strip and just cut out the little centers between the columns to give it a more clean look. You know, it took me until I was doing this one to realize that she gives you 3 different options for washi, probably so you can have one at the top, in the middle, and at the bottom to kind of separate your things, kind of like you would in an Erin Condren. But I generally only use one, and occasionally I'll use 2 if I'm using one at the top like this. And I like having the options. I didn't think about having all 3 in a spread at the same time, but I think if I had been using a planner with the 3 marks on it, I might have. Now I'm pulling out an overlay that I got from the Pretty Pink Co. I originally wanted to have all of them the same color, but when I counted it out, I realized that I was 1 short on having like all of them be the filled in leaves. So I went ahead and alternated here, which was fine because I ended up using them in a couple more places as well. Now I'm just trying to figure out what to do underneath that September box. It was really challenging because I liked the way it looked, but I did want some separation between that and anything I put in the sidebar. And I tried a bunch of different things and finally settled on this washi strip here. And I ended up lifting up the leaf so I wasn't blocking it and just kind of tucking it underneath there. And then adding one of those overlays with the leaves on it to kind of add a little bit more separation. Then I used their This Week script, and originally I was contemplating putting everything, like all my to-dos in there because I have quite a few this week, but instead I ended up putting in the menu sticker. I did try to use their dinners script here, and I didn't like the way that it looked. It felt too boxy, and the colors just, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. So I ended up just writing everything in. At first, I used a Simply Gilded pen, but it kept like getting lighter and lighter as I was writing. So then I switched to like the Zebra Sriracha or something like that. But as you can see here, it did the same thing. I'd take it off to the side and I'd scribble, and then I would write fine for a little bit, and then it just kind of fade out. So I eventually ended up using one of the micro perms, and that worked really well. I'll go back and trace over some of those letters so it has a more consistent feel. But I'll just go through the menu really quick with you guys. I have Change Your Life Chicken, which is something I got the recipe from the Lazy Genius. I can link that again down below if you guys want. And then Tuesday is always Taco Tuesday because my kids love Taco Tuesday and it's easy. Wednesday, I'm doing a chicken soup that I can do in the crock pot, and it's just simple. Thursday is a pork tenderloin. We do an Italian pork tenderloin, and the kids really like it. We do like roasted potatoes with it and some veggies, and it just goes over pretty easy. And then Friday is a leftovers day, or at least I'm trying to get my kids to eat leftovers. Anybody else have issues getting their family to eat leftovers? Because, yeah, it's an issue here. And then Saturday is a Fen Day, which is just an opportunity for the kids to kind of make their own meals and kind of experiment a little in the kitchen. And then Sunday we do a big family meal, which is usually like a ham roast, something of that kind with mashed potatoes and all of that. This week it's going to be roast. And then on Monday, of course, I have PT first thing in the morning, and that'll be quite the wake-up call. And then down here at the bottom, I'm putting in a box for Ethan's work, and I went ahead and decided to use this little bird that I had for my leftovers. And all those stickers you see on the side are ones that I pulled from my leftovers book and just put on a random piece of leftover sticker paper, which works really nice when I'm trying to use different random things. I'm also pulling in some of these work boxes. I decided that's how I'm going to mark my YouTube this week and see how I like that and if it works better for me than some of the other ways. And now I'm just adding in another box, and I put this Organized Chaos, which also was a leftover from last year. And honestly, I don't know if that's the shop name or just like a cute little sticker, but I felt like it really went. And since one of my main goals is organization, I felt it was very fitting. Tuesday is picture day for Megan, so I put that at the top so I would remember. And I've organized a walking group with just a couple of friends, and we're going to go out walking Tuesdays and try and get a little friendship interaction as well as some exercise at the same time. And then Ethan is also getting his license on Tuesday, which is super exciting. He passed his driving test yesterday, and it was so nerve-wracking. But I'm so glad he passed and everything, so that now he can drive the 5 minutes up the road to the school and the 10 minutes to work. And that way, if I'm busy, he can still get there. Then I'll have my therapy session with my therapist, which, if any of you guys don't know, I suffer from pretty severe anxiety. So the therapist is just there to kind of help me deal with my anxiety more than anything else. I don't have any other huge mental things going on. It's simply that I'm a very anxious person and I worry a lot. And then Megan will have a lesson on Tuesday as well, which those are going so much better right now because we decided to cut back and allow her to have some other time to do more normal things, because with skating, it's a muscle memory thing. So they want you to skate a certain number of times a week for a certain amount of time. But let's be honest, she's not going to the Olympics. And so we made the decision that we'd give her a little extra time this year to develop some friendships, do some after school activities, and that kind of thing. Then on Wednesday, I have PT again in the morning, so that'll totally help wake me up. And then I have a hair appointment, which I'm totally looking forward to. I love getting my hair done, and I haven't had it done all summer because even though it's been on the schedule, something always comes up and I have to cancel. Either I get sick or I don't know, the house catches on fire, little things. And then Ethan will work this night as well, and I'm hoping that maybe we can just let him drive himself to work, which would be really nice. Dan also has band practice, which I'm still adjusting this whole, I have a high schooler in band and there's all these things I do. But I mean, it's fine. I'm glad, but it's a lot more than I'm used to with band. Then on Thursday, I have my yearly dermatology appointment. So for any of you who don't know, I had squamous cell skin cancer about 5 years ago now, and it was rather aggressive. I had to have 2 surgeries in order to deal with that whole situation, and there was a possibility at the time that I was going to have radiation as well, which was a big deal because one of the surgeries was a reconstructive skin graft. So I just hit my 5 years of cancer-free. That's me knocking on wood. But I have to go in every year because once you have skin cancer, there's not all of your skin is damaged pretty much the same amount. And so there's no like thing you can do to really prevent it. And it's kind of inevitable that it's going to come back. And with the type that I had when I was originally diagnosed, they gave me a year. They said they felt that it would come back in about that amount of time. I'm a little bit of an outlier because I got it at a younger age than most people do. And so I think that kind of plays into things. But I have to be really careful about my sunscreen and about making sure I go in for these yearly checks and everything, because it's super important. And in case you ever have any question about some kind of bump or anything on your skin, please always get it checked out. Mine hadn't been there very long, like maybe 2-3 months, and it had already spread to the point that it had surrounded a nerve. And part of that is nerves in your face are pretty close to the surface. But I just highly encourage you, if you have any question, please get it checked out. Anyhow, off my soapbox. So under that, Megan has some lessons, and then I made a to-do list here. On Friday, I have my yearly gyno visit, which is going to be so fun. I mean, so here's another little fact for you guys. So even when you get a hysterectomy and you no longer have a uterus, you still have to get those yearly checks. A lot of people just assume that because you don't have that part that you can skip that, but there are still things that could happen, and so it's still super important. I've been doing that since I was 17, I think, because uterine cancer runs really strongly in my family, so which is part of the reason for the hysterectomy. I know that's TMI, but just saying. And then I have a work script underneath that so I can add in some YouTube stuff. I'm going to have lunch with a friend, which will be really nice. And Megan has lessons. And then Dan has that football game in the evening where he performs, I believe, before the game, during the game, and then at the end of the game. Plus they play like little songs when different things happen out on the field. It's super fun for him. Saturday, I'm hoping to do family pictures, as long as I can figure out outfits before then, because I just take our own family pictures. It's not a big deal. I've been doing that since the kids were little, and it actually spiraled into a business for a short while, but then I realized I didn't like having a business. I'm not a business owner type personality, so that just kind of went on the wayside. We're having dinner with our friend Dorian and his wife, who is finally going to be able to come back into the country. She's been in Korea taking care of her mom, so it'll be nice to see her. And then Saturday, I have planning time marked there. That's the point where I'm going to be working on my video for next week, and then Ethan will have to work for a short period of time on Sunday. Then I was trying to figure out where to decorate, because the first day of fall is Wednesday, which is what I'm marking with that little calendar at the bottom there. And I wanted to decorate the house a little bit for fall and just kind of have things more welcoming. So I'm hoping to decorate on Thursday. If it doesn't happen, I'll just have to move it to next week. No big deal. Then I'm marking the first day of fall. And above that, what did I mark above that? Oh, just a general clean stuff, because I wanted the house to be ready for decorating. Now I'm adding a couple of stickers on the side there for this week, and I just put in my top 3 things that I needed to get done this week, which are, I need to set up an appointment for Megan to get new orthotics. Like, she has the prescription for them, but then you have to go see another guy, and he measures her foot and does all these other things. Then they get ordered, and then they get customized to her shoe when they come in. It's a whole process. Then I want to try and make sure I'm doing dinner and lunch prep for me, because that just makes my whole week go better, because otherwise I put it off because it's so complicated to find something to eat. And then by the time I do eat, I'm just so tired because I haven't eaten, and I just grab whatever. I also want to work on the family binder, because I haven't had a chance to put that together yet, and usually I have that done by now. So fingers crossed that'll get done. Now I'm adding in all of the planning videos or planning related things that I am hoping to either film or get up this week. I did also have to go back in and add in a grocery trip here at the end because, yeah, I forgot that. All right, that kind of does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the voiceover. That was kind of a different aspect for me. I almost felt like I should be, you know, commentating like a person at a horse race. So-and-so's in the lead, blah, blah, blah. But anyhow, I hope that was good. If you guys have any suggestions for the voiceover, go ahead and let me know because that is definitely a new learning curve for me. If you prefer the music, also let me know that too so I know. But if I forgot to mention where a sticker was from or anything, go ahead and send me a message down below. I will link all the shops that I use down below, even if I don't mention them by name. There are some that were freebies, so I don't remember where these little like dogs, I think they're dogs, maybe they're bears. Dogs or bears came from, or the bird. I think they were on the same shop page, like their freebie, but I can't remember which freebie it came from because I threw away the paper. So anyhow, if I know where it came from, it'll be listed down below. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That helps me get out to more people. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more planning videos. Until next time, I'll see you guys real soon.